Adam, we've touched on it. We got to dive into the Philly market. In
Sure.
my experience in sports, people say New York and Boston are two of the toughest markets. I think they pale in comparison to Philadelphia. I think the fans are very passionate, and in every aspect of the word. The sports media is very demanding. What is your characterization of the Philly market, and what was it like for you, and has been like for you, to spend most of your career covering sports in Philadelphia?
Yeah, and it's it could be very harsh. I think Philadelphians, one of the reasons why Ron Jaworski is endeared is because he never complained. He got sacked a lot. He never said, "Hey, man, it's not my fault. It's your fault." It's like why the great Mike Schmidt, right? Best third baseman in MLB history. He had a really tough problem with the fans because he would not accept the criticism, what it's like to play here. It's tough, man. It's you went to school at Haverford, like the area, man. You know Philly sports. It's tough, but as long as you take responsibility, don't complain, they're going to love you. Nick Castellanos on his way out, I mean, he said some strange things. Like you got to take responsibility, man. When you're not doing well, you're not doing. I know you're trying. I get that. We know you're trying, but hey, I got to do better. Like Alec Boehm had to learn the hard way. I don't know if you know his story. When he wanted to get out of there. They made a shirt of it. Like he didn't understand Philly. Like Philly, boy, do you know it? You because you went to school. You know it. You encapsulated Philly. It's tough, man. But they will love you even if you're not doing great. Like the Trey Turner story, they saw Trey really struggling. Trey thanked the fans by having a billboard. Like that's incredible. That's a part about Philly which most people don't know unless you've lived here. We're connectors. We're harsh. We're very outspoken. We're definitely willing to put ourselves out there. We're willing to take bleep. We're out there, man. But if you complain, it's not going to be good for you. I'm just gonna tell people, as you lived here, you saw it with athletes.
Well, and I think in a general market, I've always felt what fans can't relate to about players is their talent. What they can relate is when they're flawed. And so when you have struggles and when you say, this is my fault, this is something I'm working on, this is something I'm accountable to, it endears you amazingly to the fans because they can relate to that. And also, I would say about on the positive side for Philadelphia fans, there is no greater home field advantage than in Philadelphia stadiums. There's a rabid behavior of the fan base. You learn a lot of colorful words when you go there, Adam. Words I didn't know could be used as adjectives, verbs, and nouns, but somehow they can be. But there is no doubt when you're in those ballparks, those fans feel they are influencing the outcomes of the games. And you hear opposing teams' players, ones that I've worked with, say, hey, listen, we got to be on point when we go to Philadelphia because otherwise, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile in terms of getting under your skin, and it impacts the performance of the guys on the field. And I think that's why people love playing there. If, as you said, they can accept accountability and endear themselves to the fan base.
There's no better place to. And I've traveled a lot of stadiums. Seattle's is very loud. The Super Bowl champs, whatever their field is called, it's very loud. Arrowhead's loud, but this thing, the Link is crazy. And then for baseball, Citizens Bank Park, which is across the street from Lincoln Financial Stadium, is just ridiculous. It's so loud. Phillies Park, their home field, you saw, although they lost a couple years ago in the World Series, they didn't hit. Philly simply didn't hit. But man, I'd hate if I was an opposing player. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to play in there.
It is absolutely hostile. So give the listeners a scouting report on Howie Roseman. How has he been so successful as the GM of the Philadelphia Eagles for so long?
Fearless. I mean, he's a tireless worker. I love talking to other general managers and hearing their stories about Howie. It's comical. He's Howie. He's got incredible passion, fear of failure. I give him credit for going through that thing he did when he was reassigned. He wasn't fired. He was reassigned, and I give him credit. He came back better. Not perfect. He's flawed. I mean, we're all flawed. He's got every GM's got some flaws. But for a non-football person growing up, he didn't play football. To become a good tape watcher, I've talked to guys, even guys who didn't really like Howie particularly well. They left. It's some of the stuff's been documented. I've asked these guys point blank. He became a good evaluator. You're not always going to agree on stuff when you work with people. Like he's different. They're different. But he became arguably the NFL's best general manager because he's relentless, and he knew he had to learn what he didn't know. And I'm sure you went through that. Yeah. I know you played, but I don't think when you become a general manager, because you've already said this, you would ask for help. But there's a lot. Howie was in 2010 was his first year. Howie's around 50 now. So he's maybe 33 or 34. He didn't grow up in the game. How the hell could he know? I know Andy Reid technically had personnel control, but Howie would eventually get control. I don't know how you know. I would love to know. I don't know if I ever asked him this, but I know he had Tom Heckert, Andy, Joe Banner, who basically hired him, who's a dear friend. These guys mentored toward him, but you still got to learn on your own, man. And he's obviously learned from a lot of things that didn't go well.